Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to solve questions of exercise 2.1 from NCERT textbook. Question number 1. The graph of y equals to p of x are given in figure below for some polynomials p of x. Find the number of zeros of p of x in each case. So we need to find the number of zeros for the given graphs. Here we have to see that whether the curve is cutting x-axis at how many places. So if curve cuts x-axis at one place, then we have 1 0. If it cuts two places, then we will have two zeros. If it cuts three places, we will have three zeros. So the number of zeros, it will be 0, as this line it is not cutting x-axis anywhere, so the number of zeros will be 0. In this case, the number of zeros will be 1. The curve is cutting x-axis at only one point, so number of zeros is 1. Here in third example, the number of zeros will be 1, 2 and 3. Curve is cutting x-axis. It may be positive x-axis, it may be negative x-axis, but it is cutting x-axis at 1 point, 2 point and 3 point. So the number of zeros will be 3. In fourth example, the number of zeros, it will be 1 and 2. So it is 2. This is a positive x, this is negative x-axis, positive y and negative y-axis. In this fifth example, count the number of points where this curve is cutting. This is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the number of zeros for this graph will be 4. Here the number of zeros will be 1, 2, 3. It is 3. A relationship between zeros and coefficient of a polynomial. We have already seen that 0 of a linear polynomial p of x equals to ax plus b is minus b by a. That is, substitute x as minus b by a, it will be minus b by a plus b, that is equals to 0, or a will get cancelled, we get minus b plus b equals to 0, or this b will get cancelled, we get 0 equals to 0. Let us discuss for quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial. Before going to the quadratic polynomial, let us understand the zeros of linear polynomial with example. Here zeros of linear polynomial is given by minus b by a. For example, let me take 3x plus 4 equals to 0. So here we are saying that zeros of a linear polynomial will be minus b by a, where minus b is the constant term and a is the coefficient of x. A is coefficient of x. So how to get minus b by a? You know, this is written in the form ax plus b. So b is 4 and a is 3 here. A is 3. So minus b by a, it will be 4 minus 4 upon 3. When we substitute minus 4 upon 3 in this expression, we get 0. Let us try to do that. So 3 into that is simply we are trying to get this x here. So how we will get x? X is found by sending 4 to RHS, which is minus 4, and 3 it will go in the denominator, so x will be minus 4 by 3. Now you substitute here, so this will be 3 into minus 4 by 3 plus of 4 equals to 0, or 3 will cancel, so minus 4 plus 4 is equals to 0, or 4 is nothing but minus 4 plus 4 get cancels, 0 equals to 0, 0 equals to 0. So this is the 0 of a linear polynomial. In the same manner, let us see the 0 of a quadratic polynomial. So the quadratic polynomial, it will be in the form ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. Okay, let us try to get the formula with some example. Let me take a quadratic polynomial as p of x equals to 2x square minus 8x plus 6. So in the ninth class you have seen how to factorize it. Okay, so the factorization of quadratic polynomial by splitting method, sorry, by splitting middle term, it will be, so this is a middle term, we have to split it. We'll split into two, say s1 and s2. Now when we add s1 plus s2, it should come as minus 8, and when we multiply these two terms, I mean Sn and S2, it should come 12. It should come 12. That is 12. Okay. So when we multiply these S1 and S2, it should come 2 into 6 is 12. And when we add these two, S1 plus S2, it should come as minus 8. So in that way, we need to split this 8x. So 2x square minus of, I can split this, minus 6 minus 2x plus 6 equals to 0. Okay, now when I add these two, say this is s1, this is s2, when I add minus 6 and minus 2x, I will get minus 8x, and when I multiply minus 6 into minus 2, I will get plus 12. So let us take common in between these two terms and common in between these two terms. I can take common as, say, I can take 2x. So in the bracket we left with x minus of 3, and let us take 1 as say 2 as common. When I take say, let me take minus 2 as common. So minus 2 means it is okay, I no need to apply bracket here, this minus is with the 2 term. So minus 2x, it will be, I am taking minus 2x as common, so I mean between these two terms, minus 2x plus 6, the common will be minus 2x. In the bracket I will be left with x minus of 3 equals to 0. So again I can take x minus 3 common, x minus 3, I will be left with 2x minus 2, 2x minus 2, or equate the terms 0 equals to x equals to 3 and x equals to 2 by 2 is 1, 2 by 2 is 1. So the zeros of p of x equals to 2x square minus 8x plus 6 are 3 and 1, 3 and 1. So sum of its, we can observe here is sum of its zeros, it will be, that is 1 plus 3, 1 plus 3 is 4. This 4 I can write as minus of minus 8 by 2. I am writing this 4 in another way, that is minus into minus will be plus, and 8 by 2, which is 2 ones are 2 fours are. So let me write it minus as it is. So this minus 8 is coefficient of x, and this 2 is coefficient of x square, coefficient of x square, coefficient of x square. Okay, so sum of its zeros, that is these are two are the zeros of this quadratic polynomial. When I add 1 plus 3, I will get 4. This 4, it can be written in the form minus into minus 8 by 2, where minus 8 is coefficient of b, or here coefficient of x, sorry, not b, coefficient of x, and 2 is coefficient of x square. Now let me see the product of zeros, product of zeros, it is product of zeros, it is 1 into 3, 1 into 3 is 3. This 3 I can write it as 6 by 2. I can write this 3 as 6 by 2. So 2 ones are 2 3s are, I am writing 3 as 6 by 2. So 6 is the constant term, 6 is the constant term, and this 2 is the coefficient of x square, coefficient of x square. So here what I am trying to arrive is, I am trying to arrive to the formula, the zeros of the given quadratic polynomial, polynomial will be, the sum of its zeros will be minus coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square, and product of zeros will be constant term upon coefficient of x square. Let us understand the same thing with one more example. Let me take another polynomial. Say p of x is equals to 3x square plus 5x minus 2 equals to 0. Okay, so let me try to factorize the middle term by splitting method. So I have s1 and s2. The addition of s1 plus s2, it should be 5, and multiplication of s1 and s2, it should be 3 into 2 is minus of 6. So I can split this 5x as, say, I can write this as 6x minus x minus of 2. Okay, so when I add these two, 6x minus x, it will be 5. When I multiply these two, 6x into x, sorry, 6x into minus x, it will be minus 6. Okay, 6 into 1 will be minus 6. So let us take the common terms, between this 3x square and 6x, and this x minus 2. So in between these two, the common terms are 3 into x, in the bracket we left with x plus 2. Let me take minus 1 common, in the bracket we left with x plus 2 equals to 0. So again we can take x plus 2 common, so x plus 2, we left with 3x minus 1 equals to 0. So equate these two to 0, so x equals to minus 2 and x equals to 1 by 3, x equals to plus 1 by 3. So x equals to minus 2 and x equals to 1 by 3 are the zeros of the quadratic polynomial 3x square plus 5x minus 2. Now let us see the sum of the zeros of this polynomial and product of the zeros of this polynomial. So sum of zeros, it will be minus 2 plus 1 by 3, or take the LCM, 3 into 2 is minus 6 plus 1 by 3. This will come as minus of 5 by 3, where minus 5, where minus 5, it is written as minus outside 5 by 3. Now I can write this 5, I can compare, it is coefficient of x minus outside, that is coefficient of x divided by this 3 is coefficient of x square. Similarly, product of zeros, it will be minus 2 into 1 by 3 is minus 2 by 3. Minus 2 by 3. Okay, so this minus 2 by 3 gives us the constant term. Compare the given quadratic polynomial constant term upon coefficient of x square. So in the previous example, the sum of zeros is minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square. So for this example, the sum of zeros is minus coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square, and product of zeros is constant term upon coefficient of x square. So product of zeros for second example is constant term and coefficient of x square. So let us generalize this. In general, if alpha and beta, so these symbols are new to you, we call this term as alpha, I mean this symbol as alpha, and this as beta. In general, if alpha and beta are zeros of the quadratic polynomial p of x equals to ax square plus bx plus c, where a not equals to 0, then we know that x minus alpha and x minus beta are the factors of p of x. Okay, so this we have already seen in the previous example. Okay, so the factors will be here x minus 3 and 2x minus 2, x minus 3 and x minus 2. Okay, so x minus alpha and x minus beta are the factors of p of x. Therefore we can write ax square plus bx plus c equals to, let me write a constant term into the bracket x minus alpha and x minus beta, where this k is constant. Let me expand it by opening the bracket. K into the bracket multiply x into x will be x square, x into minus beta will be minus beta x, minus alpha into x will be minus of alpha x, minus into minus will be plus alpha beta. I can take x common, so LHS ax square plus bx plus c equals to k into the bracket x square minus, I am taking x as common in the bracket. I will left with yes, let me take minus x as common, so I will left with alpha plus beta plus of alpha beta. Okay, when you open the bracket you will get minus alpha x, when you open the bracket you will get minus beta x. Okay, so now let me multiply with k. Ax square plus bx plus c equals to kx square minus k into alpha plus beta into x plus k into alpha beta. Now we will equate the coefficients of x square to the RHS, coefficient of x to the x of RHS, and constant term to RHS. Okay, so I will get comparing coefficients of x square, x, and constant terms on both the sides, we get a equals to, let me compare the x square, I will get a equals to k, Let me compare x's terms. This is bx, and this side we have alpha plus beta, k into alpha plus beta. So I can write this b equals to k into alpha plus beta, and the constant term is k into alpha beta. So c is equals to k times of alpha beta. Okay, thus it will give us, so I can write, so this gives us, this is, yes, this is minus k, so it should be minus k. Coefficient of x will be minus k into alpha plus beta. Now I can write this alpha plus beta. Okay, I am taking this alpha plus beta is equals to minus b by k, where k is nothing but it is a. So I can write alpha plus beta equals to minus b by a, which is b is the coefficient of x, minus outside it is coefficient of x, and a is coefficient of x square. Similarly, this c, that is k into c equals to k into alpha beta, or alpha beta equals to c by k, or this is c by a, k is a. So c is the constant term, and a is coefficient of x square. K is coefficient of x square. So the product and sum of the zeros, it will give us the sum of zeros, it will give us minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square, and product of zeros, it will give us the constant term and divided by coefficient of x square. Now let us discuss relationship between zeros and coefficient of a cubic polynomial with an example. Let us consider an example. P of x equals to 2x cube minus 5x square minus 14x plus 8. So the zeros of this expression, it will be when x is equals to 4, and when x is equals to minus 2 and 1 by 2. Since p of x, it can have at most 3 zeros, so we have 4 minus 2 and 1 by 2. Okay, now let us try to get sum of zeros. Okay, when we substitute this x equals to 4 in this expression, we get 0, and when we put minus 2, we get 0, and when we put 1 by 2, okay, we get p of x as 0. So sum of these zeros, it will be 4 minus 2 plus 1 by 2. 2 is the LCM, it is 8, and 2 into 2 is minus 4 plus 1 divided by 2, or 8 plus 1 is 9, 9 minus 4 is 5 by 2. So 5, you just compare with the given polynomial. This is 5 is with x square, y is with x square, and 2 is with x cube. So I can write this as, let me take minus coefficient of x square divided by coefficient of x cube, Similarly, product of zeros, it is 4 multiplied by minus 2 into 1 by 2. I will get I will get 4 into minus 1 is minus 4. 4 into minus 1 is minus 4. So this minus 4 I can write it as minus of 8 by 2. I can write minus 4 as minus 8 by 2. When I simplify, 2 ones are 2, minus 4 is 8. So compare this minus 8 by 2 with the given polynomial. So minus 8, it is constant term. So in the numerator I can write minus of constant term upon 2 is with x cube. So it is coefficient of x cube, coefficient of x cube. Okay, so when we take product of the zeros 2 at a time, what we are going to get, let us see. Let me write down. Now product of sum of zeros taken 2 at a time, taken 2 at a time. So let us try with this, what we have written. Product of these two, that is 4 into minus 2 plus minus 2 into 1 by 2 and plus of first and last, that is 4 into 1 by 2. I should have written this 1 by 2 into 4. Okay, doesn't matter. So 4 into 1 by 2, what I will get, this is minus 8 plus minus 1 plus this is 2. So I get this as minus 8 minus 1 is minus 9. Minus 9 plus 2, it will be minus 7. This minus 7 I can write as minus 14 by 2. Okay, now compare this with the given expression minus 14. Minus 14 is with x term and 2 is with x cube. So I can write this as coefficient of x upon coefficient of x cube, coefficient of x cube. Okay, so now what we did here is we have got 4 minus 2 and 1 by 2 as zeros of the given polynomial. Okay, so sum of these zeros, 4 plus minus 2 plus of 1 by 2, it gives us minus coefficient of x square upon coefficient of x cube. Okay, this formula it will give. And product of zeros, product of all these three is 4 into minus 2 into 1 by 2. It will give minus constant term upon coefficient of x cube. And product of sum of zeros taken 2 at a time, we are taking first term, first 0 and second 0, then second third, then third and last, or last or third, and we are adding it, we get coefficient of x upon coefficient of x cube. Okay, so let us generalize this. In general, it can be proved that if alpha, beta, and one more term, this represents gamma, are the zeros of cubic polynomial, which is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, then we have the sum of zeros, that is alpha plus beta plus gamma, as minus b by a, and sum of the product to taken, that is alpha into beta plus beta into gamma plus gamma into alpha, it will give c by a, and the product alpha beta gamma, product of zeros, it will give us minus d by a, where this b is, okay, this b is uh, yes, this b is the coefficient of x square, a is coefficient of x cube. Okay, we have just proved, yes, the sum, coefficient of x square and a is coefficient of x cube, and c is, it is this constant term, and c is the constant term. No, it is coefficient of x, correct, it is coefficient of x, and a is coefficient of x cube, and d minus d, it is here constant term upon coefficient of x cube, constant term and coefficient of x cube. Okay, so let us write down in comparison what formula we have got. Okay, let us compare what we have got for linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial, and cubic polynomial. For linear polynomial, we got minus b by a, and for quadratic polynomial, p of x equals to ax square plus bx plus c. The sum of zeros is minus b by a, where b is coefficient of x, okay, minus coefficient of x, and a is coefficient of x square, and product of zeros is given by c by a, where c is constant term and a is coefficient of x square. Similarly, for cubic polynomial, the sum of zeros alpha plus beta plus gamma is minus b by a, where minus b is coefficient of x square upon coefficient of x cube, and sum of product of the zeros will be alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is c by a, which is coefficient of x, this is coefficient of x, and a is coefficient of x cube, and the product of the zeros, it will be alpha beta gamma, which is minus d by a, where minus d is the constant term, so I can write this as constant minus constant term upon a is coefficient of x cube, coefficient of x cube.